Hey, hi. Hello, everyone. I'm Naval Yemul. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Data Master. Today, I'm excited to kick off a brand new playlist dedicated entirely to Power BI. Power BI is truly one of the top business intelligence tools available today. If you are looking to create a stunning, interactive visuals and gain in-depth data insights, Power BI is your go-to platform. If you are new to Power BI, you are at the right place. Just follow this playlist step by step and you will master Power BI in no time. Here's how you can make the most of these series. Watch each episode in order, practice the exercises I show you, share your progress or questions in the comments. I'm here to help you. And please do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any videos. If you find this valuable, please share it with your friends and colleagues. So let me do a quick recap. In my last video, I have explained you about the Power BI and the outline of the Power BI workflow. Let's quickly recap those basics for everyone up to the speed. Now let's deep dive into the Power BI flow. There are four steps here. First one is get the data. So you get the data into your Power BI desktop or in your powerbi.com, that is on the service, and then you start looking at the data model. So if it's only one single large table, you don't need to do the data modeling. But if you have multiple tables, you need to create a relationship between them. That is where the data model and the calculation comes. Calculation is done by using a syntax or by using a language called as a DAX, data analysis expression. And once your DAX is done, we'll move towards the visualizing your data. This is where you start building up reports. And then you can share these reports to your friends or colleagues or your teammates. So this is how the Power BI flow looks like. Now let's dive in. We will head over the powerbi.com and I'll be using a sample sales data set for today's demo. I'll walk you through how to import the data into powerbi.com, or you can say Power BI service, explore the data model, and then start building our first interactive visuals. By the end of this session, you will be confident getting started with Power BI essential features. So let's get started and unlock the power of your data. Just go to Google and just type powerbi.com, and you can sign in. To sign in, you need a enterprise account or you need a college account or your organization account. So now I'm into my powerbi.com or a Power BI service. I'll show you how to get a free trial account here. Now I'm using a free trial account here. And powerbi.com is nothing but now a Microsoft Fabric integrated. So you can use Microsoft Fabric also and Power BI also in the same UI. Fabric is for all the data workloads. If you are looking for data engineering, for machine learning, data science, we use Fabric, and Power BI is for all your data visualization. So now let us stick to the Power BI and let us get started with our sample data. So I'll just click on create a new report. Just hit on create a new report and you can start building up a report. The first step is to get the data. So I have a sample data set here. It can be your Excel file or maybe a CSV, or you can manually enter the data, or you can use some sample model from the Power BI. But in this video, I'm going to take a sample data, that is a sales data which has customers data and the orders data. So I'll just upload it. You can just click on Excel and here you have two options. You can give your OneDrive link here. I have that file in my OneDrive also. I'll show you how to provide the URL of it. But now I'll just go and upload it. So I'll just click on upload the file and I'll drag it from my local machine to the to this connection. Okay, so I'll just get inside it and yeah, here it is. So it's an Excel file. Excel. In that Excel, I have two sheets. One is orders table and the second is customers table. I'll show you how the sheets are separated. So yes, actually it's getting uploaded to my OneDrive. I'll just click on next. And in this, I should see two files as I mentioned, or you can say two sheets. One is orders table and the customers table. So you can just click on the orders table or the customers table and you can see the sample data here. You can preview the data. Yeah, this is what exactly my data looks like. There are three columns here. One is customer ID, customer name, and the city. And I have the other table also, like a orders table, and where I have the fields or the columns like order ID, customer ID, order date, and the amount. The data type is correctly assigned and the column headers also looking great. Now I need these two data sets to get started. So I'll just take these two by clicking on these two ticks and just hit on create. And the moment you click on create, it takes few minutes to load your data and then you can get started. Wow, it's done. Your data is loaded now. So this is how your Power BI UI looks like. So I'll just quickly walk you through the UI. So at the bottom, you have two views. One is your desktop view and second is your mobile layout view. We will talk about mobile layout view later on. So first, let us stick to the desktop view. You can create multiple pages from here. So actually we are building up a report. A report consists of multiple pages. You can just add a plus button and you can create a new page. You can delete it if you don't want that page. So whenever you are using any tools on Microsoft, so I feel that it's like native. So we have been using Microsoft from so long, from so many years. The UI looks very similar. So you can see at the top you have file. You can see that in any of your Office 365 tools, maybe your Word or Excel or PowerPoint and so on, it looks very similar. So getting started with Power BI would be very easy compared to any BI tools. So you can save this report, you can print this report, even you can download this report. At the top you have view. So you have couple of options how you can view the report page. You can check the reading view, mobile layout, and here you have a data model. So if you remember, first step was to get the data and we have brought that data into my powerbi.com. Now the second step is to look at the data model. In simple words, data model is nothing but making a relationship between the tables. If you are dealing with only one large table, you don't need to look at the data model, that is making a relationship. But if you have multiple tables, there should be some relationship between the tables, and that is where we build a data model. So we will open the data model in few minutes. Now you can see in the middle you have the complete canvas. This is called as a canvas where you start building up your visuals. On the right side you have a filter pane, you have a visualization pane, and you have a data pane. If you are using this in your Power BI desktop or in your Windows machine, still the UI will be very similar. But in Power BI desktop you have few more advanced options. You cannot see them in your powerbi.com. Okay, but now we got a newer versions of the powerbi.com where you can do everything. Data modeling, you can do the Power Query also for cleaning your data. Even you can use DAX here to do the calculation. It everything is present in your powerbi.com. Okay, so now I'll just minimize this filter pane, visualization pane, and this is what my data is. So there are two fields, or you can say two tables, and if you open it, you can see the fields within that. So there were three columns in it, and I can see the headers of those columns. And if you open the orders table, you can see there are 4 to 5 columns here: amounts, customer ID, and so on. So if you look at these data sets, you can easily understand that there is some relationship between the orders table and the customer table. For example, you have a customer ID 1, but who is customer ID 1? For example, you can see all the details in the customers table. So there is a relationship between these two. So to find out that relationship, we need to switch to the model view or a data view. So to enter into the data model view, you can just click on this open data model. So your Power BI is so smart, it will pick up the relationship between those two. If not, you have to build it. Oh wow, you can see here, the moment I click on the model view, this is a completely new UI now, where you can start building up a relationship between the tables. In this use case, orders table is making the relationship with the customers table, and you can see relationship is already detected. It's auto detected. In few use cases where the column headers are not matching, there you have to create your own relationship. So how to create a relationship, I'll explain it in few minutes. Now you can see the relationship was made by using a customer ID. So if you just hover the cursor, it shows you that relationship is made between the customer ID from the orders table to the customer ID from the customers table. And there are types of relationship. Now I'll keep it simple. It is making a relationship from one to many. One, in simple words, it is not repeating in the customers table, but you can see those repetition in the orders table. For example, the same customer might repeat the orders, so you got a relationship from one to many here. Okay, in the coming videos I'll explain in detail what are the types of relationship and what is this direction here. It's there are two types of direction. One is single and the both. As we progress, I'll show you in detail how it looks like. Now I'll try to switch this view from a viewing to a editing tab. So I'll just move it to the editing, and the moment you move to the editing tab, now you can start building up visuals if not created, and you can start doing the calculations also. In the next video, I'll explain in detail how does the calculation works, but you can start creating new measure, new column, new table from this powerbi.com. So you can build a relationship by just double click on it, and you can see you got a edit relationship tab where you can build up a relationship in this way. Okay, but now the relationship is already made, so I don't make any changes for this video. Maybe in the next video I'll try to build a relationship. Now this is how your data model looks like. This is where the second step comes, building up a data model and doing the calculations. So I'll just move from the editing tab to a viewing tab, and once I come to the viewing, let me jump on to the other tab where we were working on the report view. Okay, so once you understand the data model, once you build a relationship, and if needed we do some calculations, for that we need a DAX language. Once you have done with all the data model, we'll come back to this report view where we start building up a visuals. And Power BI make it so easy for everyone. Just you can do with few clicks. Yeah, you heard me right. You can build a visuals by just few clicks. There are so many inbuilt visuals you can choose from here, or you can just get started. Suppose I want to know what is the total amount, okay, for this data set. I'll just click on it, and remember you have to have a correct data types here. In my case, it is showing you the summation. Summation means it is a number, so you can easily sum this amount. Okay, so just you can compare it with the Excel. In Excel you have a column. That column should be a number column to add up all the values. So I'll just click on this, and you can see automatically a bar chart is created. Amazing, you can see this. And if you just hover the cursor, it will show you what is the exact sum of amount. So the sum of amount is 6170, and you can see it here. You can change this visual if you don't want. So for most of the single value, we use a card visual. So we have a card visual somewhere here. You can see this is a card visual. I'll just click on this visual and then go back and click on the card visual, and wow, it's amazing. It's done now. You can adjust this by minimizing it, maximizing it, and you can keep it wherever you want. So this is how simple it is to start building up a visuals in Power BI. So now the sum of the total amount is 6170. Now I want to do some analytics. I want to pull out some insights. Suppose I'll take the order date with the sum of amount. Okay, sum of amount. Now you can see you got a visual, or you can see it's like a table where it is showing you that, okay, these are the days, months, quarter, and the year. And for this date, the sum of the sales amount was this much, and the total sum of amount is 6170, and you can see the matching here. Now, if you don't want a table, you can switch this from table to a line chart or a bar chart or a column chart and so on. But when you are switching it to the other charts, you get something called drill down feature. I'll explain them in the next session, but just I'll try to do a quick drill down here, and you can see this is showing me a line chart based on the amount. Okay, so what is drill down and drill up feature, I'll explain it later on. But now every day we had a sales and the data set is very small. It's showing you the data set only for the month of January for a few days, so you can see them easily from this visual. Okay, now let me take one of the field from the customers data and one of the field from the order data. Now we have a cities here. Let me just go and click on the cities, and okay, you got cities. And look at this, the moment I click on the cities, it's automatically picking up the map visual here. Oh wow, it is picking up the map visual, and in the map it is showing you few dots as well, because the data set is related to India. And here we have the sales done in Delhi, Mumbai, Pune and Bangalore, and it is showing you the dots at that particular city. Again, we'll discuss about the map visuals later on, but now I'll just switch this to a bar chart, okay, or a column chart. So I'll just switch to the column chart. And whenever you are using a column chart, we have a city and we need to do some aggregations on top of it. Now I have used the city. I need one number column to do the analytics. And whenever you are using the visuals, you can see there are a lot of things here: x-axis, y-axis, legend, small multiples, tooltips, and so on. As we progress, I'll explain it everything one by one in detail. So I'll just take a amount and drag and drop it here. Wow. The moment I drag and drop it, your column chart is ready. You can see here, it shows you the grouped value of the city, and it also shows you the sum of the amount. So in Bangalore, you can see this is the sum of the amount, and Mumbai, Delhi and Pune. One of the best visual, I would say, one of the best BI tool in the market is Power BI again, and it helps you to do the interaction between the visuals. It's so amazing. Suppose I want to know what is the total sum of amount in for the Bangalore city. Just go and hit onto this, and wow, amazing. It shows you the total sales for the Bangalore city is 2000. So simple. So this is how you can interact between the visuals easily. So we will build some advanced visuals. We will build a complete report as we progress further. So this video was to understand how powerbi.com works, how to import the data, how to check the data model and build a simple visuals. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching. If you find this video valuable, please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon so you don't miss any new updates coming on the Power BI, and please share it with your friends. Thank you for watching again. Bye bye. See you in the next video.